In this chapter, we will focus on the second P of the 4Ps framework, price. Think about the price you would be willing to pay for shampoo. Some consumers are willing to pay around $30, and others would never dream of it. The differences between what one would be willing to pay for a product really comes down to the benefits and value they place on it. Although knowing how consumers arrive at their perceptions of value is very important to pricing strategy, marketers must also consider other factors, which is why setting price is so particularly challenging. If they do it right, the rewards will be substantial. If they do it wrong, failure will be swift and severe. Price is the only marketing variable that generates money for a company. The other piece of marketing, like product, place, and promotion, they actually cost organizations money. Price is the easiest thing to change and the easiest thing for other companies to copy. The 5 C's of pricing are competition, costs, company objectives, customers, and channel members. The first C is company objectives. Before pricing a product, an organization must determine its pricing objectives, such as maximizing profits, maximizing sales, capturing market share, or achieving a target return on investment. Each firm has a specific orientation in the marketplace that dominates its pricing strategy. Profit-oriented companies institute a company-wide policy that all products must provide for at least an 18% of profit margin to reach a particular profit goal. Sales-oriented set prices very low to generate new sales and take sales away from competitors, even if its profits suffer. Competitor-oriented, they try to discourage more competitors from entering the market, so they set their prices very low. And customer-oriented, it's about the target market. So a target market segment of consumers who highly value a particular product benefit and set prices relatively high, referred to as premium pricing. Different firms want to accomplish different things with their pricing strategies. For example, one firm might want to capture a market share, another may be focused on the return of investment, and another may only focus on maximizing its profits. A target profit pricing strategy is used when firms have a particular profit goal as their overriding concern. A maximizing profit strategy is used when a firm can accurately specify a mathematical model that captures all the factors required to explain and predict sales and profits. It can identify the price at which profits are maximized. A target return pricing strategy focuses on getting a return to their investment, and this strategy is less focused on getting the maximum amount of profits possible, and it's more about getting that particular return. Firms that want to attain a market leadership set prices at less profitable levels to gain market share. This is a good strategy when launching a new product because it is a way to increase your market share. Companies that use this strategy believe that more sales will help firm be better and more profitable. This strategy is particularly common among smaller firms that lack knowledge or experience in setting prices. Non-market leader firms also use it to signal that they are similar to other market leaders. When firms take a competitor orientation, they believe in measuring themselves primarily against their competitors. Some firms focus on competitive parity, which is a strategy that sets prices similar to that of their competitors. Status quo is a strategy in which a firm changes its prices only to meet those of the competition. Can a new hotel chain indicate its level of service through price? What do you think? I'll give you a minute. The answer is yes. In many instances, new brands will set price equal to the competitor so they wish to be compared to, so that consumers have like a reference of the quality of the service because the prices are similar to brands that they already know of. A recent study indicates that a variety of retailers sell 1-carat diamonds, but consumers pay vastly different prices at Costco versus Tiffany's. The diamonds are a commodity. They must meet the same standards and are rated the same. Why would a consumer spend thousands more to buy a stone at Tiffany's? Costco got in trouble for actually advertising that their diamonds were the same as Tiffany's, but the price was very different. But Tiffany actually sued them, and they won the lawsuit. the truth is that Tiffany offers something totally different than Costco because they have a ring design that is different, and they also have the whole branding situation behind them. What is Zipcar trying to accomplish with this ad? It says pizza again or any food anywhere. Consumers have an expectation of a rental car costing a lot of money. They don't realize they can rent a car for under $10 an hour. They need to set consumers' expectations. So to help consumers relate to the price, they compared it to a purchase very similar to the consumer. So a college student might know how much a pizza costs, and they may not be aware that you can rent a car for the hour. Next C is customers. Customers want value, and price is half of the value equation. One of the things that need to be taken into consideration is a consumer's sensitivity to prices. And that's why we have demand curves. A demand curve shows how many units of a product or service can consumers will demand during a specific period of time at different prices. Demand curves can be either straight or curved. We just call them demand curves. For instance, this relationship between price and quantity demanded is straight. Particularly this slide depicts a downward sloping demand curve for teeth whitening kits. And it's showing that as price increases, quantity demanded for a product or service will decrease. In other words, consumers will buy more as the price decreases. This is a very typical demand curve for many products and services. But not all demand curves are downward sloping. In fact, prestigious products and services like luxury items have upward sloping curves. Demand curves decrease as price decreases, as we can see here at the bottom of the curve. This happens because consumers want to buy luxury items in a way to have it as a status symbol. So the more affordable it is, the more available it is for everyone, and they're not singling any status by purchasing from this brand. However, at some point, a specific price that is high enough, demand for it increases as the price decreases. Price elasticity refers to people's sensitivity to price changes, which affects the consumer demand for products. Imagine that the price of a 12-pack of soda changes from $5.50 to $3.50. People are more likely to buy a lot more soda for $3.50 than for $5.50. But there are some products that a change in price will not really alter the demand for the product, and that makes them inelastic. The formula for calculating the price elasticity of demands is as follows. Price elasticity equals the percentage change in quantity demanded divided by the percentage change in price. In elastic markets, depending on the level of elasticity, a price increase can increase revenues, but if the increase drives consumers out of the market, demand falls, and a loss of revenue may result. In contrast, in inelastic markets, a price increase almost always increases revenues because the relationship between price and demand is weak. For instance, pharmaceuticals provide a good example. Even if the price of cancer drug increases, consumers still demand it, so the firm generates more revenue. Price elasticity of demand varies across product category, but what causes differences in price elasticity of demand? Some of these factors are income effect, which refers to the change in the quantity of a product demanded by consumers due to changes in their incomes. So as people's income increases, so does their spending behavior, and it may go from low-priced items to higher-priced items. So they'll be more attracted to alternatives at a higher price. Think about how your spending behavior may change once you start your first job after college. The substitution effect refers to a consumer's ability to substitute other products for the focal brand. So if product A's price increases, then product B's price can either increase or decrease depending on whether they are complementary or substitutes. If you go to the toothpaste aisle and you see that the toothpaste that you normally buy is like $2 more expensive, you might consider switching to a substitute to try it out because you may be price sensitive to that. Cross price elasticity is the percentage change in quantity of product A demanded compared to the percentage change in product B. Meet Pete, college student on a budget. Old Spice was deodorant user. At the store, he notices that Old Spice is more expensive. Pete decides to give another brand a try and save money. When Pete graduates and gets a high-paying job, do you expect him to switch back to Old Spice? Think about it. Maybe he will, maybe he won't, because maybe he actually preferred the substitute and he needs to stick with it. But he may say, hey, the increase in price is no longer something that affects me too much. I might go to this other one because I was happier with it. And that's kind of the risk that we have when with substitute items. We may actually realize that there's other brands out there that we like more. Meet Kendra, self-supporting college student, buys a new printer on sale for a great price, but then learns that it requires special ink cartridges that cost more than the actual printer. Just like Kendra, many people buy products without considering the price of the necessary peripherals. So Kendra is caught in a cross elasticity trap because her demand for one product generated demand for the other. The costs of the product, including the amount spent on a product development, testing, packaging, promotion, and distribution, have to be taken into account when the pricing decision is made. No discussion of price would be complete without discussing of costs. So the price must be at least enough to cover the cost of the item. However, understanding costs is rarely easy. The fourth C is competition. How competitors price and sell their products will have a tremendous effect on a firm's pricing decisions. Because companies want to establish and maintain loyal customers, they will often match their competitors' prices. Some stores, like Best Buy, will price match the same item customers find on Amazon. It has never been easier to compare prices of products online, so this is a good tactic for Best Buy. In a monopoly, one firm controls the market. This can be the electricity provider for your state. In an oligopoly, a handful of firms control the market, and we see this a lot with pharmaceuticals. They kind of have control over that, but also cable TV firms. In a monopolistic competition, many firms are selling different products at different prices, and this is what we normally see, as well as pure competition, where many firms sell commodities where prices is set by the market.